Good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 57 of the Drew Pavlis Show. We're going to be covering the chaos in Los Angeles right now. It's a very disturbing situation. There's been a lot of police brutality. An Australian journalist was shot with rubber bullets. It was very disturbing. At the same time, there's also been extremists in these rallies with, Soviet flags, burning cars, etc. It's a very bad situation. It's very bad. So we're going to be covering it live on the Drew Pavlis Show today. I want to encourage everybody to join the stream, leave a like. If you can leave a like on the YouTube recommends us to more people. It's very helpful if you can leave a like on the YouTube. And we will cover all of this today. It's a big day for news, big days. Loving the streams, Drew. Keep going daily. Thank you, bro. I've been doing it every day. We're 57 days into the 100-day challenge. We're actually making really good progress. Many people did not think that we would make it this far, so it's really good that we've made it so far. I'm very happy. I'll just post the link up to one more time, guys. I'm once again asking you to watch Andor. I will at some point. I've just got exams this week, and then after that, I'll have way more time, and we'll watch it. We'll watch it for sure. You're killing it, Drew, with the consistency. Yeah, thank you, guys. Literally 57 days in. I think it's 57 streams in 57 days. There's been 1 or 2 days that I've missed, but I did 2 in one day to sort of catch up. It's going good. A lot of consistency. The streams have gradually been growing. The audience has been gradually growing. I think we had an average of 45 on the last stream, which was really good. Lembros says hello from Cyprus. Thanks for joining, Lembros. Very cool, guys. If you're watching on the YouTube, please leave a like on the live stream. If you're watching on the YouTube, leave a like on the live stream. That's the best way you can help the show grow. The more likes on the live streams, YouTube recommends us to more people. Do you think tanks will roll and Marines will be deployed? I really hope not, man. I think the worst case scenario is certainly Trump doing a kind of Tiananmen, and I really, really don't want that to happen. I don't want innocent people to be killed. I think that's the absolute worst case scenario. So I really hope that things do not escalate. I will watch Endor, guys. I did promise that I'll watch it. I will watch it at some point. Yes, but yeah, guys, if you're watching on the YouTube, please leave a like. It's very important. The more likes, YouTube recommends us to more people. I think we've got 15 people in the show now, which is great. We've got 6 likes, guys. If you're watching, leave a like. YouTube recommends us to more people. It's so important. We're gonna be covering the really disturbing news from today. There was an Australian journalist who was shot with a rubber bullet. She was very clearly deliberately targeted. This was a really horrible act. There's really no justification at all. I really hope that things don't get worse. It does seem that Trump is trying to make things worse because he wants to use this to expand his power. That's a very disturbing thing. I meant it is out of control, though. My cousin was out there just by walking by, and someone hit her in the head with a boulder, and the doctor doesn't know if she'll ever be able. Is this true about literally in LA right now? I don't know if I can't. I'm not sure if this is a true comment, but the last thing the US needs is martial law. Yeah, no, I really hope that does not happen. That would be a really, really horrific outcome. And I would be very worried that would result in a dictatorship. I think that is that is long-term the scariest prospect. We've got somebody in the chat who insists that they had a cousin who was hit in the head with a rock at the LA protests and is now disabled. Again, obviously I cannot, I can't verify if this comment is correct. I don't know if he's talking about the LA protests, but it's look, I obviously condemn the violence. I don't want protesters attacking police. Likewise, I condemn police brutality. This is a comment here. It's a Snyder says terror management. Trump will escalate disorder to create a state of emergency and cement his group in power. I think that is absolutely the worst case scenario. So I really hope that does not happen. Haya says, I think it's highly likely the Marines, because unlike the tariffs, this is a domestic issue and his cronies are enabling him instead of distracting him like with the tariffs. We will see what happens. I really hope it does not escalate to the point of American military being used against American citizens. That's the type of stuff that happens in dictatorships. That's what happened at Tiananmen. We don't want that to happen in America. I love America. I love the people of America. I really do not want to see, horrific atrocities and killings in America. It would be something that would absolutely break my heart as somebody who loves America. Now we've got 21 live viewers on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We've got 400 people who've tuned in so far on Twitter. If you've tuned in on Twitter so far, perhaps go through to the YouTube and leave a like. The YouTube is a lot easier to watch the live. It's a lot easier to watch the live stream on the YouTube. So I encourage everybody to pop over to the YouTube, leave a like as well. The likes help YouTube recommend us to more people. So that would be really helpful. Is this not just heating up tensions, allowing Trump to overreach his executive more? That is the concern. Richard and I posed an important question a while back. Why do they never steal sunscreen? I did not see that comment. Very, very disturbing days right now. Let me bring up some of the news. I'll bring up some of the news on the stream and put this up. Hang on. So, okay, I'm going to bring up the footage from today. And I shared this footage and it's got 1.5 million views now. It's pretty disturbing footage. As you can see, she is facing the camera. She's turned her back to the police. She's obviously she's doing nothing. She's literally just minding her own business, reporting. He literally stops. He's got a moment, obviously. He's obviously got a moment to contemplate what he's doing. And then he deliberately fires at the journalist. And we've got some sickos in the comments actually endorsing this. This is disgusting. An attack on an Australian journalist. I would not be an Australian patriot if I was not outraged by this. Hang on, sorry, my camera. Sorry, guys. Let me fix up my camera. And remember, guys, leave a like. Very important to leave a like on the stream. YouTube recommends us to more people. Very important stuff. Hang on, I'll put my camera back on. Sorry about that, guys. So we've got 26 people watching live now. Please leave a like. It would be really helpful. YouTube recommends us to more people with the likes. Why does this rubber bullet incident upset you so much more than the rioters fighting a race war in the streets? Of course, I condemn rioting. I've actually over and over and over again condemned the rioting and said that like anybody who is doing race war stuff is horrible and they should be dealt with by the law. But when you have attacks on literally just a random Australian who's doing nothing, like that's obviously messed up. You can literally see the footage. He has a moment to contemplate and he deliberately points at her and shoots at her. See, there is literally a 2-second pause before he shoots the journalist. This is completely wrong.
You just shut the fuck up.
You can't attack reporters like this. You can't attack reporters like this. He should be prosecuted, and where I am, he would be. Yeah, he turned and shot her quite deliberately. Drew, please go. The journalist was clearly rioting. Cop was in a self-defense. So someone's joking. She was doing a piece to camera. Even if she was an Australian, she doesn't. Even if she is an Australian, she doesn't deserve to be shot arbitrarily. Okay, dude, very funny, George. How many were Bondi Patel parents under false pretenses to encourage violence and vandalism? This is what Bonkers is saying. I'm not sure. Look, guys, unfortunately, I don't think it's a conspiracy. I don't think there's federal agents in these protests. I think they're just fucking idiots. Like, there's just fucking idiot communists who are messing everything up. Here's a very simple fact. If you want to win in anything in life, you have to get rid of the mentally ill communists on your side. The mentally ill communists fucking poison everything. It's the same with the right. The mentally ill Nazis poison everything on the right. On the left, it's the mentally ill communists that poison everything on the left. If you want to have any successful political movement, you have to fucking purge the mentally ill communists, because the mentally ill communists just poison everything they touch. They poison everything they touch. You can't ever be successful if mentally ill communists are on your side. So that would be my advice for the protesters, to get rid of the mentally ill communists in their ranks. Someone is saying the rioting is absolutely understandable at this point, though. This is what happened. Dude, rioting is always a terrible thing. It always leads to a massive backlash against people who are rioting. It always leads to a massive backlash. This is exactly what Trump wants to see. Trump wants to see rioting so he can expand his own power. So why the hell would you give him what he wants? Why would you give Trump what he wants, which is literally a riot? The number one thing Trump and Stephen Miller want right now is stupid rioting with guys holding Mexican flags. That is literally the number one thing they want to see. So why would you give them exactly what they want, unless you're fucking stupid? So I've tried to get people to see reason. It's very difficult to get people to see reason, because unfortunately everybody is fucking dumb. That's sad. if the protesters weren't violent and if they just had American flags and they were saying, listen, we love America and we want to peacefully be a part of America, I think a lot more people would support that. The problem is when you have mentally ill communists wearing Soviet flags and they're running around throwing fireworks at police horses and throwing rocks at police and burning cars. Guess what? That's not exactly very sympathetic, is it? And listen, I think what Trump is doing wrong is wrong. I think what Trump is doing is wrong, of course. Listen, I want to see a hard border. I don't want to see open borders, infinity migration. At the same time, you can't have roundups of people, including citizens, with no due process. So I think what Trump is doing is wrong. He's targeted citizens as well. There have been innocent citizens who've been swept up with no due process. That's wrong. That's really wrong. We need the rule of law. That said, responding to what Trump is doing by waving around Soviet flags and Mexican flags and trying to burn down cop cars. I'm sorry, it's literally the most retarded thing I've ever seen in terms of politics. Tankies tank everything. Yeah, tankies are just poison, guys. Yeah, like Hassan at the right taking selfies and making it about him. Yeah, dude, like these people being part of it poison everything. Oh my God, dude. This is a good comment. The police are meant to uphold the law, not break it. How can the public have any confidence in the authorities when they do things like this? And this is true. This is why you need the rule of law. You can't have police brutality. That's why this is stuff that happens in third world basket case regimes. You don't want to have random people attacked by the police for no reason. Somebody in the chat is literally saying Gavin Newsom should be jailed. That's quite mentally ill. It's true, Drew. 50% of people are below average intelligence. I think when you recognize that fact, it's a very sad reality. I think you're missing the point. Rioting is as inevitable as gravity when certain conditions are met. But my whole point is you shouldn't riot because it makes things worse. It literally doesn't help at all. It literally just gives Trump exactly what he wants. Exactly what he wants. Like Trump and Stephen Miller could literally be sitting in the White House right now going like, yeah, we want them to riot. We want them to hold Mexican flags while rioting. That's what they want. So why would you do it? Why would you do it? The foreigners will not wave American flags because they are only there for the money. They hate the USA. These are not the same as your local Asian grocer. Listen, people who hate look, I want to clarify right now. If you hate America, you shouldn't be in America. That's a pretty simple fact, right? If you're a migrant, if you're a legal immigrant to America and you hate America, you shouldn't be there. Okay. We all love your peaceful local Asian grocer. We all love diversity when people actually embrace the country and they're patriotic. The problem is obviously when you've got psychotic people who hate the country. Listen, this is very simple. If you hate the country, you shouldn't be in the country. That's pretty simple, I think. I think that's pretty simple. Media do not cover the peaceful protest the same way. That's what Jens Walker says. And what happens when the rule of law breaks down and people aren't being heard by their representatives? Riots. Dude, but again, what I'm saying is by rioting, you're going to lead to the Trump immense. Trump wants the riot because it's going to allow him to try and seize more power. So there's literally no scenario under which this ever leads to anything good for the left. Nothing, literally nothing. It's completely, everything they're doing is feeding into Trump. I actually do agree with this comment. Anyone who thinks rioting is as inevitable as gravity should go back to the third world. That's not how things are ever done in civilized society. Listen, I actually do agree with that. You can't riot. You just can't riot, guys. I'm telling you right now, rioting's bad. It always makes everybody hate you. You're never going to achieve anything. It leads to disaster. Yeah, they are giving him exactly what he wants. It's bizarre. TDS is a real thing, and Democrats have never figured out a way to get over it and actually be productive. That's why I'm an independent. I hate both sides, to be honest. That's what someone says. Everyone would have been fine if Trump never sent the National Guard. I don't know, but there were obviously attacks on individual police officers before the National Guard was sent in. I don't like what Trump is doing. He's using this to expand his own power. All I'm saying is that the protesters should not feed into exactly what Trump wants. Because if you do that, it's a fucking disaster, guys. It's a fucking disaster. If you feed into what Trump wants, guess what? Trump wins. That's literally what happens. I'm trying to tell people the fucking truth. I don't want Trump to win. I don't want Trump to make himself a dictator for life. So it's very simple. Don't do things that he can exploit for his own bad power. Don't do things that he can exploit for negative, scary purposes. Okay, that's simple. Well, there's literally a far right guy in the chat going, riots like this radicalize so many people to the right. LaMayo, keep going. That's my whole point. I don't want I don't want Trump to use this to expand his own authoritarian power. So don't fucking riot. It's bad. It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't do anything. It's a disaster, okay? It's a full-blown disaster. Here's a chat. I can't think of any leftist right that has led to a meaningful policy victory for them. Like, explain, like, where has rioting ever achieved anything good, ever? Like, literally nothing. Did you see Gavin Newsom talking quite strongly? Is he just emotional? Do you think he's taking advantage of the situation? I haven't watched it, so I'll try to get that. Susie says, never forget what happened back in January 6th when it was Trump supported that rioted around Capitol Hill, and he pretty much didn't do a damn thing about it. I mean, that's a good point. That's literally a good point. Like, he didn't call in the National Guard when it was his own supporters rioting. That's bad. I think rioting is bad, whether it's the far left or the far right. That's pretty simple. I think that's pretty simple. I just, oh, fuck. Why do fucking idiots do this shit? Why do fucking idiots do this shit, hey? It just does not do anything. It doesn't do anything. It's a fucking disaster. Ah, gee. Like, this is the worst imagery possible. This is the worst fucking imagery possible. I don't want Trump to deport citizens. I don't want Trump to, attack citizens without due process. That's wrong. I don't like that. But don't fucking go burn a car with a Mexican flag. It's a fucking idiotic thing to do. It's just fucking stupid. Oh my God, man. It's like the worst idea you could even fucking ever have. Ever. Oh my God. There's already looting. This is so bad, guys. Looting is so fucking bad. This is exactly what the far right people in America want. They really want to see looting. They really want to see riots because they think it'll help them. So why fucking do it? Oh my God. Everyone's addicted to being retarded at politics. Exactly what this guy's saying. Holding the flag of the place you don't want to go back to, not the smartest tactic. It's a terrible tactic. It's just a terrible tactic. Peaceful protests predominantly escalate to aggression when people are maliciously attacked by so-called law enforcement. Yeah, but dude, like, there's nothing that explains looting. There's nothing that explains looting. There's no political aim here. It's literally just looting. Civil rights movement had riots. The riots actually held back the civil rights movement. The French 1968 student protests had riots. The 1968 French student protests were retarded and achieved nothing. Literally nothing. The French student protests in 1968 were fundamentally retarded and achieved nothing. So that's not a good example. Hong Kong had riots and the extradition bill was withdrawn. Dude, first, Hong Kong was brutally repressed. There was no democratic way to change anything. The second thing is, they lost, unfortunately. The extradition bill, they put the extradition bill through in the end. China ended up asserting full mainland rule over Hong Kong. Unfortunately, the tactics in Hong Kong didn't ultimately win. Why people... I love Hong Kong, guys. I love Hong Kong. I love the Hong Kong revolution. But, it didn't win. Unfortunately, it didn't win. Unfortunately, that's the reality. Good point. In Hong Kong, before it got super violent, there were tons of undercover cops throwing Molotovs too. People forget that. Guys, this is... Okay, let me explain my situation. Can I clarify, right? Someone says, morning, Drew. Hello, mate. How you going? Thanks for joining. So I want to clarify. One, it's disingenuous to compare, political violence in Hong Kong and political violence in America. One, because America's a democracy, Hong Kong was a full police state under the Chinese government. There was literally there's no democratic way to express yourself. So obviously the conditions are just so different materially. Secondly, to tell people to copy the same tactics as, people in Hong Kong who directly fought the police, it didn't work, unfortunately. Those tactics, and I'm not saying that the Hong Kongers were wrong. They didn't have many options because they didn't have support from the world. It's not really the Hong Kongers' fault. The Hong Kongers just did not have the support from the world. There's not much they could do, really. But I'm just saying, if you're saying, well, people in America should loot because, I don't know, there were riots in Hong Kong, it didn't. There wasn't a success story at the end of the day in Hong Kong because, unfortunately, the CCP crushed everything. And Like it's just you gotta be tactical, guys. You gotta be strategic. And it wasn't. And I want to be clear. It was not the Hong Kongers' fault that the CCP did that. It was the world unfortunately abandoned the Hong Kongers. The world was brutal to the Hong Kongers. The world did not help the Hong Kongers. I'm just saying that the material conditions in Hong Kong are so different to the material conditions in America. In America, there's still a democracy. In America, you can still vote. You can still sue the government through the courts. You can't do that in Hong Kong. People in Hong Kong had way less options, and they fought back very bravely. But in the end, the CCP crushed Hong Kong, and it's a really sad story. It's a really sad story. So we've got to be realistic here. Fuck you, Goose. Hong Kong is not a part of China. Hong Kong should be an independent city-state like Singapore. Yeah, exactly as Haya says. 1968 civil rights riots and Nam riots infamously brought in a far-right resurgence, which gave Nixon the win. Like, we're still doing this, guys, from the fucking 60s. Like, did the left not fucking learn the lessons from the 60s? Nixon won because of all this shit. In all these examples, yes, riots did have a positive effect. Dude, how did the riot... Where was the positive effect? Where was the positive effect? Hong Kong was crushed by China. Somebody said Maidan. Maidan is the one issue. Maidan is the one example I can think of. And the difference with Maidan is in Maidan, Russian snipers were literally murdering people. So that's different. Maidan was actually like full civil war because the Russian snipers in the buildings on the square were literally massacring the protesters. There's nothing like that right now in LA. There's nothing like that. God willing, nothing like that will happen in America, okay? So Maidan is very different. The conditions of a Maidan do not exist right now, and I don't want people to start, fantasizing about bringing that to America because you don't want that to happen. Guys, let's remember, like Russia used Maidan to expand the war and do horrible things to the Ukrainians. So let's try it. Let's not have violence in America. We don't want violence. Maidan's a beautiful thing because obviously they brought about a liberation in Ukraine. But let's not forget, like hundreds of innocent people were slaughtered in the Maidan by Russia. Russia and the pro-Russia government in Ukraine killed so many people in the Maidan. We don't want to see people dead in America. We don't want to see people die, guys. Like events like Maidan is the last resort, last ever resort when you're literally fighting full-blown dictatorship and they're massacring you. Don't jump straight away to a Maidan, guys. When if you jump straight away to Maidan, it's not the right thing. It's just not the right thing. Someone's saying that America is similar conditions to Hong Kong under the CCP. No, I'm sorry, that's completely wrong. Literally completely wrong. In America, you can still sue the government and literally win in the courts. You cannot do that in Hong Kong. You could not do that in Hong Kong. So it's a completely different, absolutely different situation, different material conditions. Please, guys, you have to be realistic about assessing the material conditions because if you fail to properly read the material conditions and you think, oh, wow, the society's ripe for a revolution, and you go out there, you're just going to be mowed down. I'm trying to actually give people genuine advice here. A better comparison for Americans would be the Sunflower Movement in Taiwan. The occupation of the Legislative Council was rough, but it was peaceful and had popular support. Do you reckon the Hong Kongers could have held out for longer if they had firearms? It's a very difficult situation because the Hong Kongers were abandoned by the world. Agree with you, Drew. It's not productive. Yeah, unfortunately, what happened in Hong Kong is very different from the West. I wish they handed it to Taiwan, but that's unrealistic. Significant protest can work well. However, in this case, it's not going to help. However, exactly, Drew. It's a case-by-case basis. Yeah, exactly. Like, you literally have to read the material conditions. You have to read the material conditions that you're facing. If you misread the material conditions, you just, fuck everything up massively. I agree with Mitchell Dawes. You cannot equate the USA to communist China rolling into Hong Kong with tanks. Guys, in America, I don't like Trump. I think Trump's authoritarian. But in America, you can still sue the government in court and win. There's no comparison with what was happening in Hong Kong and China. The KMT propaganda against the Sunflower protest was intense, but they didn't have much to work off of because the protests were much more behaved. Yeah, exactly, guys. The Sunflower protesters in Taiwan were amazingly disciplined. You have to be disciplined to win this stuff. You have to be disciplined. If you're going around burning cars and shit, if the Sunflower protesters were burning cars, it doesn't fucking work. It does not fucking work. I don't know. Hong Kong finished as COVID began. Coincidence, I think not. It's very brutal. It's a very sad situation because the Hong Kong regime used COVID to crack down on all the protests, and then when the whole world was distracted by COVID, they then just introduced full dictatorship terror laws. You see ICE take your neighbor, their kids, etc. What can you do? Dude, you have to go to the courts. You have to try and work through the courts. You can't attack ICE officers. If you do that, you're going to create terrible conditions and it will lead to a backlash that will be worse for people, okay? The snipers were at the end of the Maidan. From the very start in the Maidan, the government was brutally smashing the protesters. It's so different. The Maidan is so different. Hey, Drew, I think the protesters mean well, but they really should be flying the American flag and not using violence, making ICE look as bad as possible. Yeah, exactly. You've got to, if you want it to be successful, you have to wave the American flag. You have to say, we're patriotic, we respect the law, we're peaceful, we want to be a part of this country because we're patriotic. That's the way you win, not doing this stupid shit, okay? Dude, this is so dumb. Yes, the extradition bill was retracted in response to the Hong Kong riots. No, dude, that's so dumb. Dude, China fully cracked down on Hong Kong. There wasn't a victory, okay? There was no victory. Like they withdrew the extradition bill for a couple months as a tactical choice. It never meant that it wasn't a strategic victory. It's very different conditions, and the Hong Kongers unfortunately were abandoned by the world. I don't blame the Hong Kongers for fighting back against their government. They didn't have a democracy. They couldn't sue the government in courts. They couldn't fight through the courts. They tried everything. They had million-man peaceful marches. Let's not forget, before you say the Hong Kongers were rioting, there were million-man peaceful marches in Hong Kong, and then the government attacked people, and then the government literally brought in triads to slaughter people. They brought in triads with machetes to slaughter people, okay? So the Hong Kongers started with peaceful million-man marches, and then the Hong Kong regime worked with the triads. They literally bust in triads to fucking smash people with machetes and bamboo poles in the Yuan Long attacks and everything. So it's very different conditions. In Hong Kong, they started with peaceful million-man marches. They didn't start with burning cars, okay? It's so fucking different. Just such different conditions. We're not even in the same ballpark by any means. These foreign nationals who love their home country so much and hate the USA are being sent back there. This is not... The problem is, yeah, you have to love America. If you hate America, then you can't stay. That's the... obviously. The material conditions have led to riots in the US. There's nothing in the material conditions like leads to the looting, dude. These are people being selfish. There's no material condition that says, oh... Like, the material conditions are not leading people to go, oh, I'm going to go loot a toy store. These are idiots and selfish idiots that are exploiting things to try and get away with theft. Okay? Yeah, there's way more chats than I can keep up with. This is hard. P.S. Absolutely agree with you that rioting and looting is bad. I would say this about the riots in Manchester last year, as well as the rioting last year. The race riots in Britain were fucked up. People were saying, "Oh, we've got it." Obviously, the Southport murders were the massacre of those kids was the most heinous thing in the world. It was disgusting. Then people went out and started looting Tesco's. Is it acceptable to go out and loot a Tesco because of a terror attack? Of course not. Of course, lower immigration in Britain. Of course, the government has done terribly when it comes to immigration. We can't go out and loot a Tesco's because of a terror attack. That's fucking messed up. So, guys, you have to follow the law. Someone says, been following Pathfinder videos is very important. Yeah, you just highlighted what looters are. So why are you focusing on them when the other writers are focused on the political issues? Was ICE not attacked here? But guys, like, you can't separate the disastrous stuff like the looting. That's part of it, unfortunately. So fucking bad. Oh, thanks, Steve. Thanks for joining in, man. No, I watched all of Euromaidan. It started just like LA. You had rioters and you had riot police. Euromaidan started with protesters pulling up. No, it didn't, dude. The Euromaidan started with like 200, 300 teenagers who was peacefully standing there, and then Yanukovych sent in the Berkut riot police to bash them up. There's no comparison, guys. Stop trying to pretend that it's the exact same material conditions as, like, you know, your favorite revolutions. This is not the situation. In America, you can still sue the government in the courts and actually win in the courts. This has been happening. People have won against the Trump administration in the courts, okay? So you can't just say, oh, now's the time to suspend all legality and have a revolution. If you do that, you're going to fucking lose. It's a disaster. Rob Noor. I don't know who Rob Noor is. I interviewed Marika Mikiashvili in Georgia. Their protests are slowly working. GD is not nearly as secure as they want to be. Let's see the latest chats. Hang on. Rioters are looters. They are all like, rioting is bad. Rioting is bad. The guy who made the video was a Hong Kong protester. What video are you talking about, Ringo? I was actually in Manchester during the riots. I was in the gay area, so I was all good. But speaking to people, you had far-right thugs cracking their knuckles at Asians and blacks. Legit scary. Guys, violent lawlessness is terrible, okay? Violent lawlessness is terrible. It always ends up always innocent civilians die. Always innocent bystanders die. It's a horrible thing. Oh, thank you, David. That's really cool. I appreciate your level of knowledge, Drew, and respect you for being one of the few generally reasonable political commentators online. Cheers from Tbilisi. Thank you so much, man. It's great to have somebody from Georgia watching us. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Tell us how things are going in Georgia right now. I know, obviously. Listen, you know what's funny? People are trying to say, oh, you're a hypocrite, Drew, because you supported the protesters in Georgia. Because, guys, it's very different. In Georgia, they're literally killing people right now, okay? Like there's a difference between, obviously, Trump is authoritarian, but stuff like in Georgia, there's full-blown semi-dictatorship already, right? There's a very different situation. Yes, US and Ukraine 2014 are two very different situations, not very similar at all. It's actually really, really bad for people to try and make that comparison. I just think trying to eloquently reason with rioters to not riot when they don't feel their representatives are doing enough for them is a lesson in futility. I mean, I know, obviously nobody is going to listen to dude, obviously I know that people rioting in LA are not going to be like, oh, some Greek Cypriot guy in Australia said don't riot, it's bad and counterproductive, I'm going to stop rioting. I know that I'm not going to have an impact, but I'm just trying to put my thoughts out there, right? Because I don't want Trump to use this for bad purposes. I don't want Trump to use this to expand his own power illegitimately, okay? Okay, I'm going to look up Newsom. We'll bring him up on the stream. Okay, Newsom, YouTube. Okay, I'm going to bring up YouTube and Newsom. It's very bad in Georgia at the moment. Facial recognition cameras, enormous police brutality, kidnaps and intimidation. I know. Listen, it's another level. It's just, I think it's actually really disrespectful to people in Georgia and stuff like that to compare the situation right now. Again, of course, it's not good. I agree. It's not a good situation right now in America. Trump is authoritarian. He doesn't like democracy. I understand this. But guys, it's just not the right way. It's not the right way to go about things to say, oh, let's go out right now and pretend that, have a revolution right now. It sits in the face of liberal democracy to riot instead of using institutions to make change. There are institutions in America you can use to make change. I mean, right now, the US is selling people into slavery in El Salvador. So you're right that the situation is very different. Dude, come on. I don't like CCOT. I don't like what's happening in El Salvador. But you can't pretend that, it's that bad. It's not as bad as you're making it out. They're not... You're trying to say that America is worse than Georgia right now. That's not true. That's literally not true. Okay. I don't like what they've done in El Salvador. I don't like Trump's relations with El Salvador. I agree it's bad, but you can't pretend that it's worse than Georgia. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Here's Newsom. I'm going to put him on the stream. By the way, guys, please leave a like on the stream. We've got 26 people watching live on YouTube. We've got a couple hundred people on Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter, go to my YouTube. YouTube is where we're building up the stream. And please leave a like on the YouTube streams, guys. Leave a like on the YouTube streams. It helps YouTube recommend us to more people, helps YouTube show us to more people. I have a very bad feeling that they're going to do something that we cannot come back from today, tomorrow, or by the end of Trump's speech. I'm really scared. I don't want things to get worse. Nothing good is happening in Georgia. Even cursing at government members in social media is outlawed. A 19-year-old girl was sentenced for 12 days in prison for calling one of them Russian slave. Come on, guys. Exactly. That's why I think it's really disrespectful for people to say that it's the exact same conditions in America. Had an hour-long chat with Marika about Georgia. She remained sanguine and humorous. Dictatorship is bad for your skin. So being sent to a foreign prison with no chance to argue your innocence in court and being forced into labor with no recourse isn't an objective breakdown in law. It is an objective breakdown in law. And I'm telling you, I really, really don't like what Trump is doing with El Salvador. That is a threat to the rule of law. At the moment, there's still an ability to go use the courts to try and hold back the Trump administration. So let's not pretend it's the exact same as Georgia, where it's like basically full-blown dictatorship, okay?
You've also mentioned Mayor Karen Bass and Governor Gavin Newsom, and there have been threats, previously that if you stand in the way of your enforcement operations, you could be subject potentially to arrest. Are you saying that about Mayor Bass and Governor Newsom? Are they at risk of being arrested?
I'll say it about anybody. You cross that line.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what?
Wow, Gavin, that's pretty goated by...
Let your hands off 4-year-old girl.
That's a pretty goated move by Newsom.
Governor Newsom, are they at risk of being arrested?
I'll say it about anybody. You cross that line.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands...
That's pretty Chad. You have to say, even if you're not a Democrat, that's pretty Chad move to say, arrest me. That's pretty Chad.
Hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people who are just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes, been here 10 years. The fear, the horror, the hell.
People, hang on. I'm trying to explain to the chat. Of course, I think extrajudicial deportations are a threat to the rule of law. I've literally said they are a threat to the rule of law. I really don't like what Trump is doing with El Salvador. I think it's a massive threat to the rule of law, and it's really authoritarian and really brutal and disgusting. I'm saying that outright, okay? All I'm saying is there is still a pathway to use the American courts to try hold back the Trump administration when it comes to El Salvador and stuff like that. They got Kilmar Abrego Garcia back to America, okay? So just all I'm saying is don't pretend that this is literally the exact same as Russia and China right now. You can still use the courts in America. There's still democratic measures to hold the government to account. So there's no excuse for going out there and attacking people violently, okay?
Is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn.
That's pretty Chad. I have to say, I think that is
Trump
a Chad
borders
mood.
are Tom
I do think that is a Chad mood.
Homan and Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom of Florida speaking to NBC's Jacob Soboroff during a weekend of significant unrest in Southern California as protesters took to the streets in response to ICE raids across the Los Angeles area. This morning, the National Guard is on the ground after President Trump deployed thousands of troops there. Jacob Soboroff is standing by in LA with the latest, along with NBC News senior Homeland Security correspondent Julia Ainsley. Meanwhile, President Trump is warning Elon Musk there will be very serious.
Drew, would you be interested in engaging with Rob Noor on political discourse, perhaps in a future game? He's a well-known debater around Disney. I'll look him up. I haven't seen him before, but I'll look him up. Rob Noor. Okay. So he's a popular conservative and he's debated Destiny. So let's do it. Let's do a debate. That'd be cool. I agree with dictators v Democrats. I agree. Civil disorder works best when it's actively non-violent. You have to be non-violent, guys. Hang on, guys. I'm just going to quickly blow my nose. 1 second.
Consequences if he funds Democratic candidates after their very public falling out. We'll discuss whether Democrats should now be looking to bring Musk back into their fold. Plus, it was a huge sports weekend. Unbelievable with the NBA.
Someone said that sounded sus, Drew. Listen, it's winter here in Australia. I've got a bit of a sniffle. I had to go blow my nose. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. What else? Newsom. I'll find more stuff on it. Okay, hang on. Let's watch this.
Joined now by Governor Newsom. We're in the Emergency Operations Center as these protests continue to rage as Donald Trump has federalized the...
Drew, why are you dressed like Zelensky? Because he's the greatest hero of the 21st century so far. Simple as. Guys, I've got 49 people watching the live stream. If you're watching the live stream on YouTube, leave a like. Leave a like, guys. YouTube recommends us to more people. You have to leave a like. I'm telling you right now, if you're watching the Drew Pavlou show on YouTube, leave a like, please, guys.
National Guard. First and foremost, did the National Guard need to come into California?
Of course
Funny
not.
comment. Rob Noah is a giga retard. You would wish to top yourself after a convo with him. Okay, man.
He flamed the fires. This is exactly what he wanted. This is what he intended by illegally acting to federalize the National Guard. We're going to be initiating a lawsuit first thing tomorrow morning, and it did exactly what we told his team it would do. It would inflame the anxiety, would inflame the conditions, and the most important thing he can do if he wants this thing behind us is to rescind his order and to...
Someone says, how are your assignments going, Drew? They're going okay. I will hopefully be finished my assignments in 2-3 days, and then I'll have so much more time for the next 2 months to pump out content.
Get back into some semblance of orderly life here that he created.
Well, you had mentioned if he wants to reduce tensions that he will rescind this order, but isn't that the issue at hand here, that he doesn't want?
No, he wants, he's literally created these conditions. He wants to exacerbate the problems. He completely colored them in. He overstated everything. He knowingly went in a reckless way, did something that's almost without precedent in our lifetime, unconstitutional, illegal, immoral, because he knew full well what would persist on the ground. His team knows that as well. And that's exactly what this is all about. This is Trump's...
Look, there's a point here, guys. Like we don't want violence. We don't want lawlessness. So stop. You can't pour petrol on the flames. Okay, you can't pour petrol on the flames.
He created it. He knew full well what would happen if he did this. He offered no support, no counsel, no advice, no other consideration. He just acted in an immature manner in order to create the kind of problems that people are now witnessing on the streets.
To what extent do you think it was a coincidence that in the aftermath of
We've got 31 likes on the stream. Thank you so much, guys. We've got I think 45 people watching live on YouTube, 45 people watching live on YouTube. If you're watching live on YouTube, leave a like. YouTube will recommend us to more people. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, guys.
Week that was just rife with bad news for Trump as it relates to his relationship with Elon, his falling out with Elon, the budget bill obviously being on thin ice, that suddenly he finds a blue state that is just an easy punching bag for him. It's the state of California, and now we have federal troops
100%.
here.
It's all about news cycles. 24/7. It's about weekly news, whatever he can to distract, to continue. I mean, disastrous economic policies, calamitous economic policies potentially. I mean, even his biggest sycophant in the country, Elon Musk, said likelihood of a recession in the second half of the year. Massive debt and deficit.
Thank you, Haya, for being the first like on the stream. I appreciate you, Haya. Thank you, brother.
The absurdity of his claim that the economy is doing well. He's wrecking the economy. He's destroyed allies around the world. These great 90 deals in 90 days. Nothing about this president and this presidency is working. The Ukraine war, it's getting worse, not better. I mean, it's the theater of the absurd. And so, of course, he comes in. But this is different because this puts American lives at risk, puts the lives of American citizens at risk, and puts the lives of law enforcement at risk. And he's knowingly flaming these fires. He's lit the match, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He's created this spectacle, and he's got to clean it up. And if he can't clean it up, we'll clean it up. And that's why we're down here at the EOC. We have 175 CHP officers out there that know exactly what they're doing, that are organized and mission tasked to support in a mutual aid local law enforcement. You've got these young kids that don't know necessarily what they're doing because they haven't been appropriately mission tasked as it relates to the federalization of their deployment. There's only a few hundred of them because they can't even figure out what to do with the other 1,700 because this is so disorganized.
Right.
So it's a serious, serious moment. It is a constitutional moment in this country. We have an immoral president acting illegally and unconstitutionally, and I hope people wake up to what the hell is going on right now.
And so logistically speaking, when you've got the California National Guard and when you've got the federal National Guard both coming into Los Angeles, who takes priority? What happens to these folks who are actually on the ground?
Well, we've had a remarkable relationship with our National Guard. Over 3,000 or so went through a rotation to protect folks here post the fire. And they were well received and embraced. They were mission tasked. They went through an appropriate process, working with local law enforcement, the cities and the counties and the community leaders, and they were engaged and effective. As it relates to the deployment right now, there's no state National Guard that have been requested by local law enforcement because they had adequate resources. And Donald Trump knew that. His chief of staff knew that. They didn't care about that. And so they wanted to create conditions that would get worse because of their ignorance.
I honestly think Con is right that if Trump backed off and let Newsom and LAPD contain everything, I think that it would all be over by now. I think that's actually true. I think Trump was pouring petrol on the flames.
And recklessness in order to incite the kind of reaction that we're seeing on the streets so that they can further incite by now apparently talking about bringing in the Marines.
Bringing the Marines, that's such a bad idea. Bringing the Marines, like, to potentially fire on the American public. That is horrible. That's
horrible. City in 2025.
And by the way, he attempted, we found out from his previous Secretary of Defense, Mark Esper, that he had attempted to get the military deployed in an American city previously, and Mark Esper wouldn't go along with this plan. And so now, do you have any confidence that Pete Hegseth will be as principled as Mark Esper was?
Pete Hegseth's a joke. He's a joke. Everybody knows it. So in over his head. What an embarrassment. And that's just guy's weakness masquerading as strength. I don't even know he masquerades as strength. I mean, serious moment. I mean, this Human guy.
I think Sid Strom is right that Trump is just trying to smash everything. Like he sees everything as a nail. He's a hammer. Just thinks he can smash everything.
These guys, it's just.
Yeah, no, I do agree with Con. I do agree with Con that Newsom's been problematic on housing and healthcare. I do agree with that.
It's the band of misfits.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. This is serious. The people's lives are at stake. The reputation of this country is at stake. Great American cities and states. It's not just, this is a preview for things to come. This isn't about LA per se. It's about us today. It's about you, everyone watching tomorrow. I promise you. I mean, this guy's unhinged. Donald Trump is unhinged right now. And this is just another proof point of that.
In your last conversation with Donald Trump, which I believe was in the last 24 hours, how did that conversation go? What did you say to him? What did he say to you?
He never brought up the National Guard. Stone cold.
Hey, Drew, I told you yesterday they brought in full ammo for these riots for the National Guard. Yeah, dude, that's scary. Yeah, no, that's true. Con is right that the homelessness in California is a disaster. Like, that's on the California government. Today will be a make or break day for American democracy. Dude, very scary day. Very scary day. I think you're right, Haya.
Said he did. Stone cold liar. Never did. Didn't even really want to talk about LA. Out of respect to the presidency, that 20-minute conversation, I won't even get into things he actually wanted to talk about. But it wasn't about any of these things. Now he's making it all up. This is past practice, is what he does. So it's a remarkable thing to experience in real time. And in real time, people's lives are at risk because of his recklessness.
The last time a president federalized the National Guard in opposition to a state's governor was in 1963 when JFK did it in opposition to George Wallace in an attempt to integrate the University of Alabama. So that was a moment where the president stepped up to protect civil rights and expand civil rights. Now Donald Trump.
That's crazy. The last time that somebody federalized the National Guard was 1963 with George Wallace. That's pretty hard. That's mental. That's mental.
Is doing the exact opposite. And so you're in a situation where you are in direct conflict to history here because Donald Trump is now doing it to try and contract rights among citizens in the state. And so what's your reaction to
I really hope Mr. F is not right here where he says that foreign actors will try to get firearms of all kinds into the hands of the protesters. Listen, Mr. F, I don't think they would even need to do that. Like, America's awash with guns already, unfortunately. Like, it's a very dangerous situation.
To the fact that this is the polar opposite of something that JFK did that went down in the history books as a moment where he used his power for good to expand civil rights, and now Donald Trump is doing it in opposition to you to contract them.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, it's unconstitutional, it's illegal, it's immoral. We've deployed the National Guard on multiple occasions in the past. We have National Guard down at the border, mission tasked to appropriately address the issue of fentanyl interdiction, drug interdiction, working in partnership with Border Patrol, have been for years and years and years. Thousands were deployed here after the fires and during the midst of the fires to help support public safety. We used thousands of our National Guard to address the issue of public safety during the George Floyd riots. The issue of the National Guard being deployed appropriately is under the jurisdiction of governors, not the President of the United States. And to your point, that he's using this to create division, he's using this to divide this nation, he's using this in a way knowingly that puts people's lives at risk so he can escalate the rhetoric, escalate his effort to continue to degrade the sort of constitutional protections.
Somebody's saying, "Oh, George Wallace was a Democrat." Come on, dude. We all know that George Wallace wasn't like a liberal Democrat in today's sense of the word. Obviously, dude. He was a Southern segregationist Democrat. There's a reason why the South completely flipped against the Democrats after the Democrats brought in civil rights legislation. Let's all not be silly here. We all understand it.
Those fundamental protections that we have, frankly, taken advantage, granted of for decades and decades is extraordinary, and it's a deep point of contrast.
Yeah, he was a Dixiecrat, exactly.
A real president, John F. Kennedy.
This all obviously comes under the backdrop of these ICE raids happening, in a few major cities across the country, but now they're focused on Los Angeles. And so there are a lot of undocumented immigrants who've been in our community for years and years, decades. And so obviously seeing everything play out as it is right now, what's your message to that community who sees what's happening and, who have set up their entire lives here, who built their families here, who are members in good standing of their communities here?
Paying their taxes.
Paying their taxes.
27% of this state is foreign born. You've got mixed status families with good people who've been working decade plus, hard workers that are not criminals. You want to go after the criminals? That's fine. I've coordinated and
Yeah, exactly, Inquisitor. Why did the conservative states flip from blue to red? We all know why. It flipped from blue to red because the Democrats were the ones who passed the civil rights legislation under LBJ.
collaborate with the federal government as it relates to criminals. We've worked together at CDCR, which is our state prison system, and we've collaborated for the last 7 years, 6+ years. I've collaborated as it relates to deportation of violent criminals. That's not what this is about. And so it sends a chill. I mean, these poor kids, elementary schools,
Come on, guys. It is extremely cruel to attack kids in elementary school.
4th grade, just the other day, young child. The hell is that young child? How is the person's dangerous? Only person dangerous right now is an unhinged president of the United States that's inciting violence, who's inciting the conditions that he claims he's going to come in and fix. And so I hope he fixes this immediately by rescinding that illegal order immediately, and we'll clean up his mess.
Obviously, as these protests continue to grow larger and larger, what's your message to protesters who've taken the streets out in LA?
Well, just do it peacefully, period, full stop. I can't stand those idiots that are breaking cars or smashing windows.
Well said by Gavin Newsom. They're idiots. You have to condemn them. You have to condemn anybody using violence, 100%.
The hell is that? Any more than I can't stand the directive of the president.
Yeah.
Just, it's time to be peaceful. It's time to show up. I think that's extraordinary. It's incredibly important to show up. Just do it peacefully and call out those that are not being peaceful. And with respect, I know these National Guard men and women. I've been working with them. These are good kids. They're good kids. They're members of your community.
Yeah.
I mean, have their back as well. They're being mission tasked by the president, but that doesn't make it right to attack them either.
Donald Trump sent down this illegal, unconstitutional directive to federalize the National Guard. When does this come to a head? Is this are you hoping for an injunction in the courts?
We're going to immediately seek that first thing tomorrow morning. Absolutely. Look, that's all we got left. There's one, maybe two branches of government left. Sure as hell ain't the legislature.
Right.
I mean, Speaker Johnson, what a joke he is. Completely missing in action. He's got to clean up his own mess. He's got one of the most dangerous districts in America. 6 times, I think, the murder rate of Nancy Pelosi's district. Why the hell ain't talking about that on Fox News?
That's a good point.
Where's Donald Trump talking about the carnage in Speaker Johnson's district? But the real carnage is complete neglect. I mean, this is a guy who's complicit in increasing the national debt. Talk about our kids and grandkids, another $2.5 trillion. So we're holding hope, out hope. Founding fathers, 3 co-equal branches of government, popular sovereignty, rule of law, and the courts need to intervene. And we've won more than we've lost. And California sued more than any other state in the country. And here we go, one more.
Do you have a concern that he will ramp up his threats from just federalizing the National Guard to invoking the Insurrection Act if this isn't dealt with?
Of course.
Your coverage of the rioters got on my X timeline, and I appreciate your commentary. I would probably be more sympathetic to the rioters if they carried the US flag, demonstrated their love for the country. I think Smith is right. I think he's right. When will you investigate Gilgamesh's role in the LA riots? I'll investigate that. Thank you. As Newsom says, to hell with that. No one justifies rioting and looting, but if Trump really believed in states' rights, he'd have let Newsom and locals clean this up. I think he shouldn't have federalized the National Guard over the head of the Californian authorities.
I mean, this is. I mean, what more evidence do we need of the authority?
By the way, guys, we've got 52 live viewers in the YouTube stream. Thank you so much. Please leave a like on the video. If you're watching, leave a like on the video. YouTube will recommend us to more people. I appreciate it.
Authoritarian tendencies. It's not even tendencies now. Actions of this president is complete lawlessness. Threatening impeachment of judges that disagree with him. Going after knowledge broadly. The cultural purge. Institutions of higher learning. It's the conveyor belt for talent. It's the reason this country is so is successful as it is. He's coming after books and knowledge. He's rewriting history, censoring historical facts. I mean, Hexic's so weak, he can't even allow the kids at West Point to read books from, Toni Morrison.
Yeah.
He's I mean, it's a serious, serious moment in America, and we've got to assert ourselves, and we are asserting ourselves, and we're just not going to stand for this.
You mentioned before that you'd spoken with Donald Trump on the phone. What he said you guys spoke about is obviously different from what you actually spoke about, and so he has every intention of
Stone cold liar.
He has every intention of not acting in good faith as it relates to speaking with you in private versus speaking with you in public. And so if he's going to litigate this thing in the press, what is your message to him in light of what he's doing right now?
Tell the truth. Own up to the truth. But what the hell is that? Advice to Donald Trump to talk honestly and truthfully? He's a stone cold liar. I respect the presidency. I've tried to have an open hand with him, tried to work with him. You can't work with Donald Trump. You can only work for him. And I will not. I refuse to work for Donald Trump.
We'll leave it there. Governor Newsom, appreciate your time.
Thanks, man.
Look, that was an interview. That was an interesting interview. Let's look up some more stuff. Matt Curl's here. Thank you, Matt Curl. Let's see. What should we put on? Okay.
Kevin DeLeon, welcome. We have been watching these concerning scenes from the streets of LA. Can you give us a sense of what's been happening on the ground there?
Well, as you can imagine, David, it's been quite difficult. It has been very challenging. We have hundreds, if not, we have thousands of individuals in the city streets of Los Angeles, city of LA, and in downtown Los Angeles in particular, blocking the 101.
My main problem with Gavin Newsom is that he's been really friendly with Xi Jinping. I don't like that at all. But yeah. And he's done a pretty bad job, I think, with like homelessness and housing and stuff. But look, I think that was a good interview that he gave just then.
On Hollywood Freeway, the famous.
Yeah, look, maybe I think you're right. Let's put on what Trump said. Let's put on what Trump said.
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under Biden and his auto pen.
What's the bar for sending Marines?
The bar is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order. When they spit at people, they spit. That's their new thing. They spit and worse. You know what they throw at them, right? And when that happens, I have a little statement. They say, they spit, we hit. And I told them, nobody's going to spit on our police officers. Nobody's going to spit on our military, which they do as a common thing. They get up to them this far away and then they start spitting in their face. That happens, they get hit very hard. What are the rules of engagement? We'll see what happens. If we think there's serious insurrection or less than that, we're going to have law and order. Very important. How would you define an insurrection? You have to really just have to look at the site, get to see what's happening. Last night in Los Angeles, we watched it very closely. There was a lot of violence there. There was a lot of violence, and it could have gotten much worse. And you have an incompetent governor. Just take a look at the train stations that he's building. Like 20 times over budget. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. So I did call him the other night. I said, look, you got to take care of this. Otherwise, I'm sending in the troops. That's what we did. Thank you very much. You have a question for Marco? Question for Marco?
I was curious if California officials could face federal charges if they stand in the way of the deportation. Something that only may have rejected.
If they stand in the way of law and order, yeah, they will face charges. Thank you very much.
So very, very hardline comments. Hey, do you know what? Hassan Piker was out there. Yeah, I saw that. See, he thinks troops are going to cause stability, then they were causing some of this stuff. Does Trump get his memory right? Nobody forgot the 2020 riots that happened under Trump because he folded up like a tiger and blamed Democrats instead of solving the problem as president. LA is an apocalyptic city, tough to control. The president should collaborate with Governor Cuomo, support him and his team. Pretty sure the majority of Americans don't want to see violent people spitting on their police. I do think Average Joe is correct that people don't want to see people holding Mexican flags spitting on police. That's obviously true. Good morning from New Zealand. It's right. It's 1 a.m. over in New Zealand. Okay, thank you, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. Drew, what do you think about this call with Putin? When was the latest call he had with Putin? I wasn't aware with that. Sub from the UK. Thank you for tuning in from the UK, guys. But 52 live viewers on the stream. If you're watching the stream, make sure to subscribe and make sure to like the stream. YouTube will recommend us to more people if you like the stream. Please, guys, like the stream. Very important.
We are here for the voice of the ones that can't speak. Descendants of Operation Wetback.
This is obviously terrible optics, guys. Obviously, it looks terrible. Italians still fly their flag generations later. But dude, I'm not seeing Italians flying the Italian flag while burning cars. Come on, man. Like, it just, the imagery looks so bad, and it's very hard to mobilize support for protesters if they're doing that. This guy's got to say this comment by Smith the Great. This could be worse than the BLM riots in 2020. I really hope not, man. I really hope it does not get worse. That's a really scary prospect.
Your grandma, she's an immigrant. She's getting deported too. That's what you're defending? Piece of shit. That's what you're defending? That's what you're defending?
What's he saying? This is so bad.
Your grandma, she's an immigrant. She's getting deported too. That's what you're defending? Piece of shit. That's what you're defending? Come on, man. Look at me. Come on, bro. That's what you're defending?
Yeah, I covered the Aussie reporter who was shot with the rubber bullet, Steve. That was a horrific incident. I covered that early in the stream. I might put that back on because it was a really, really horrific moment. Oh, the burning car. The burning car looks terrible, guys. The burning car looks terrible. You're not seeing Italian Americans burning cars while flying Italian flags anymore because their struggles were decades ago. I think that's a cop-out, dude. I think that's a cop-out. There's literally no excuse for this stupid behavior. This looks so bad. The imagery on the screen right now looks so unbelievably bad. It literally could not be the worst. You could literally not invent more optics. If you had Stephen Miller and Trump in the White House thinking, how could we make the protesters look as bad as possible? You would literally come up with, get them to wave Mexican flags and then burn cars. Like, that's literally what they would come up with. So this is the freedom.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing
Guys, there's absolutely no excuses for this. Watch this.
rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on
Look, he's just looking
the
at...
heart of LA.
Great comment here. Everyone loves Raymond, solved all Italian American issues. Factually true. Thank you for that beautiful comment. We agree. If Italian Americans were targeted right now, they would definitely be flying the Italian flag. I don't think so necessarily, dude. It's just not good optics. It's not fucking smart, man. It's not fucking smart. Where are the Italian Americans fucking burning cars and waving the Italian flag? Lord, what is this guy talking about Italian? You see Italian Americans burning cars in the streets after every Super Bowl World Cup. Yeah, look, it's just not good. It's just not good. It's not bad. It's not good optics, guys, obviously. Be right back in a couple of hours. Goodbye for now. Amazing stream as always, Drew. Thank you, Heya. I really appreciate you, bro. You're one of the top chatters. Thank you, brother. I appreciate everyone who's leaving comments. It helps the stream continue. It's good to chat with the community. But look, watch this, right? Guys, what's the there's no explanation for this. Watch this.
Bullets of protesters moving them on through the heart of LA.
Most people felt bad for the migrants when they got put in chains and deported to prisons in El Salvador. They sacrificed all that goodwill this past week. I think Smith is right. I think Smith is right here. I mean, it's not good optics, but it's absolutely normal. What's normal about burning cars and waving Mexican flags while you're burning cars? There's nothing normal about that, dude. It's fucking disastrous, dude. Don't do that. Oh, Vietran says my lay jeans kicked in. Fucked up, man. It's fucked up, eh? I was a cop before coming. This is a chat in the comment in the chat. I was a cop before becoming a journalist. No excuse for that. No excuse at all. It's a disaster, hey? Was that a cop who shot her? Yeah. You can watch this. It's rubber bullets. So she's standing with her back to the police. She's doing nothing. She's literally doing a newspaper reporting. They would obviously see the camera. They know it's a news report. Oh, that's horrific. That's just so.
You okay?
That's so fucked up, guys.
Good morning. We begin with developing news out of Los Angeles, where tensions have reached boiling point. Tear gas and rubber bullets fired as protesters clash with police over immigration raids. Straight to US correspondent Lauren Tomasi. Lauren,
so this is the lady who was who shot.
What's the latest as we come to you?
Kate, this situation really unravelled about 90 minutes ago and has been out of hand ever since. If I can just show you here the amount of riot police that are on the street. This is actually an on-ramp onto the 101 freeway in Los Angeles. We're in the heart of downtown right now, and this area has just been entirely shut down by police and by protesters. If we can just have a look over in the distance there, you can see the dark black smoke. That is coming from a vehicle that has been set alight by protesters.
Guys, burning cars is bad. It doesn't achieve anything. It's a fucking disaster. Con's right. He says, what a soldier, back at it after being shot. Yeah, no, honestly, respect to the journalists. Why would an Australian butt in regarding the LA race war? Okay, dude, that's a messed up comment.
As they move through the city here, there have been thousands.
I'm interested in I want to see America do well as a country because I believe in Western civilization, okay? That's my interest in watching what's happening in America.
Thousands of people throughout the day. Things had been relatively on and off, a little bit of moments of chaos, but then it was unclear what exactly sparked this big movement from police. They came through on horses, firing tear gas, firing those flashbang grenades, and moving through so quickly. Officers here are actually heading down onto the highway now. It's quite extraordinary to see. If we can just point over here, Jimmy, you can see them walking down. This is a major freeway in Los Angeles. You can see one side of that still open there, but officers moving down. We know a little earlier on in the day, protesters had made their way down trying to block off this freeway. I think they might be down there again, but you can see the amount of people that are walking through here. These officers are all armed with batons. As this situation continues to develop. But all of this, Kate, this is now day 3, is happening in...
What are your thoughts about the initial motives of the protesters? Listen, Matt. There were innocent people who were American citizens who were rounded up as well, including kids. I think that is horrible. There's no due process. They've got a right to try and defend, due process, their independent rights as American citizens. But that said, I think, obviously, yeah, Trump pouring petrol on the flames is horrible, and equally, protesters using violence is horrible.
Protest of the immigration and custom enforcement raids that have been unfolding in Los Angeles. Undocumented migrants have been the target of these raids. They were a surprise and has sparked such fierce anger throughout Los Angeles. This is a city that is made up of so many immigrants. There is actually around 10% of the city that is undocumented migrants. That's hundreds of thousands.
That's a huge number. 10% of LA is undocumented.
Thousands of people, and there is just so much anger here in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah, Lauren, these are incredible scenes that we're seeing at the moment. It has now entered the evening there. I know you and your cameraman yourselves, you got caught up in some of the crossfire earlier. Do you get a sense that it is becoming more heated as the day goes on?
It definitely feels that way. And, you know, we can see vehicles on fire. There have been at least 3 cars that have been set alight by protesters. This is now day 3, and certainly the evenings have been getting a little more out of hand. But what we have been seeing in the past 90 minutes or so is by far and away the most significant escalation here on the ground. I'm going to stay here a little.
What about mass deportations of undocumented migrants in general? If it was done well, would you support it? I think it should mainly target criminals, violent criminals. If somebody has been there for 20, 30 years, I think they should have a pathway to citizenship. People who've arrived more recently, it's a lot more justified to deport people. Because look, at the end of the day, it is a crime to illegally immigrate. At the same time, though, I think if somebody's been there for 20, 30 years, I think there should be a pathway to citizenship. I think it's really brutal. If somebody's been there for 20, 30 years, somebody who's come more recently, I think that's a different story.
A little bit further away from these police because they have been firing a lot of tear gas.
I want to say to Con, I don't necessarily think that Con, I don't think necessarily that America is exactly the best model for race relations right now. But I do see your point. Trump's net approval is negative on pretty much every issue except immigration. Something to think about. Yeah, it is something to think about. And that's why I think Democrats shouldn't be stupid about immigration. Did you watch the Crazy Van guy? I didn't see that.
It has been so heavy in the air, but even so, it just doesn't seem to be deterring these protesters. That's one of those flashbang grenades.
The flashbang grenades are pretty scary. Yeah, I actually agree with Smith the Great that Singapore is a really good model for race relations. And listen, in Singapore, they specifically try to balance their migration so that the demographics of the society are not fully changed over time, because that results in tension and social unrest. They try and keep things stable. And I think, honestly, Singapore and their approach to civic nationalism and maintaining stable demographics, so I think that is ultimately the best outcome.
Let off in an effort to try and deter these protesters, but I keep seeing fireworks in the distance as well.
This is chat Con in the chat. But even in immigration, if Trump stuck to deporting criminals and securing the border, then innocent people wouldn't be targeted and we wouldn't have these riots. I think it should be mainly focused on deporting violent criminals, but I understand. I don't think Singapore. I think police state. That's not necessarily like the right way to characterize Singapore. It's authoritarian, and I don't agree with the authoritarian nature. But I don't think police state is necessarily the right.
Protesters are lobbing things back at these officers. It really is kind of a mix of the LAPD, these riot police, and then of course we've seen those soldiers on the ground here in Los Angeles.
Is that a Palestine flag? Beautiful, beautiful. Can't miss an opportunity to bring the Omni cause to everything. Beautiful. We love it, guys. We love it, don't we?
National Guard, there are at least 300 deployed.
We've got 45 people watching live. If you're watching live on the YouTube, please leave a like, guys. If you're watching live on Twitter, go to the YouTube. I encourage you to go to the YouTube. YouTube's where I'm really focusing my effort in building up my streaming. If you can leave a like on the stream, it would be really appreciated because it helps us reach more people.
By the Donald Trump administration, the US president.
Someone says all we need is indigenous
those
flags.
National Guardsmen and putting them under federal service. That in itself is such a significant.
Did they not ask her about being shot? I don't know. Maybe they reported this. Maybe she filmed this thing before she got shot.
Move. Normally it would be something that the state governor asks the president for, but in this case Donald Trump bypassed Governor Gavin Newsom, who is calling for these federal...
It's funny when you see like this part of downtown LA and everything, because I swear I've been there in GTA before. Like I've got like the map of LA memorized in my mind because I've played GTA for so many hours.
Soldiers to move on out of Los Angeles. Look, the last time that was done, Kate, was more than 50 years ago, back in 1965. So it is truly a huge escalation. And everyone that I've spoken to here today, the very vast majority of them have been from Los Angeles. They just say they want these National Guardsmen out. They want these immigration and customs enforcement agents out. And it just doesn't feel like anything is going to let up until...
Look, I do think you can't completely suspend the law. You can't completely suspend the law. I do think that people who've been in America long-term for 20, 30 years, there should be a pathway to citizenship. If it's somebody who arrived in the last couple of years, I mean, you know, it is, unfortunately, the law, you have to enforce it. So it's a very difficult thing.
That happens. I mean, if we can just show you this man here, he's got one of the fluorescent guns there, and that is one of the things that can fire off tear gas canisters, and then those rubber bullets as well, which we've been seeing the crowd peppered with. But look, across the road there, the Mexican flag, we've seen quite a number of those, of course, huge Mexican population in.
I just want to say as well, the graffiti looks so bad, guys. You have to keep your cities nice and clean. You don't want graffiti. It's just a sign of general disorder and decay.
Los Angeles as well. So, look, Kate, it's just a situation that doesn't seem to be letting up right now. It feels very tense.
But seriously, I don't understand why would you bring a Mexican flag if you don't want to be deported to Mexico? It doesn't exactly make for good optics, does it?
Very heightened emotions here.
Because if you identify with Mexico as a country over America, then it doesn't really make sense. The whole purpose of the protesting doesn't make sense.
Volatile scenes there. Lauren Tomasi, you stay safe. Thank you for the update.
My guess is that maybe she filmed that segment before she was shot. Someone said, haha, the GTA comment. I felt the same driving through San Francisco 16 years ago. Yeah, dude, listen, I played so much GTA 5 that I swear, watching the helicopter footage from LA, I swear that, I understand it too much. There were some American flags, Steve saying is right, but it's very small. There were not many in that crowd. Somebody says they're Mexican nationalists and it is effectively a colony, which is odd given these people are allegedly anti-colonialism. This guy's a funny bloke. I like Thomas Skinner. He's a good bloke. Oh, actually, okay. Should we briefly cover the Greta Thunberg thing? Let's really quickly cover the Greta Thunberg thing, I think. Okay, hang on.
First tonight, I have to start with the.
Someone says, honestly, why don't they go to Mexico? Scheinbaum is based and things are starting to improve in Mexico. Obviously, America is a lot more economically better than Mexico.
The absurdity of the world in which we live. From Greta Thunberg to a prominent.
Okay, here we go.
Well, the Gaza Freedom Flotilla coalition says the Israeli military has boarded its ship carrying aid bound for Gaza.
In the water, please.
The British-flagged yacht Madeleine departed from Sicily earlier this month. Climate campaigner Greta Thunberg is one of the 12 activists on the ship. The Israeli Navy had earlier instructed the Madeleine to change its course as it approached a restricted area. The crew has taken to social media to say that the ship was surrounded by drones firing a white irritant substance and that its radio communication was being jammed. The Israeli Foreign Ministry claims the ship is being brought to its shores with its passengers to return home. UN Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese has called Israel's action an outrageous move.
Of course, Francesca Albanese is going to say that.
The point I want to make. Israel has absolutely no authority to intercept and stop a boat like this, which carried humanitarian aid and most than everything else, humanity to the people of Gaza. There should be state nations.
Matt Curl, what are your thoughts on the calls to make Penis Inspection Day mandatory? They will create a national holiday for it. Thanks, Matt. Very interesting comment, mate. Very interesting. I agree with Smith that protesting with foreign flags is basically playing to the narrative. Yeah, that's the problem, guys. That's the problem.
Breaking the siege instead of a boat of volunteers risking their life.
There you go. Francesca Albanese. So powerful. So powerful. Did you guys hear that the project's over now? They're literally they're cancelling the project. They're cancelling the project. A very sad day, guys. A very sad day.
Thunberg and other activists from landing in Gaza. Dubbed the Freedom Flotilla Coalition, the group had aimed to deliver aid and raise awareness about the humanitarian crisis.
She could have solved the two-state solution if Bibi and Abbas gave her the chance. So true. So true.
In the Strip. The IDF has handed out bread and water to those on board, tweeting the quote,
Yeah, the project was very sleepy. Toward the end, very sleepy.
The celebrities is safely making its way to the shores of Israel. And British-Australian Dr. Mohammed Mustafa was on that boat with Greta before it set sail, and he joins us now. Doctor, have you heard from those who were on the boat?
So I was actually speaking to Tiago, who's one of the captains of the ship, a couple of hours before they were boarded. This is actually his. He gave it to me in Italy, so I just thought I'd wear it because at the minute right now, we've got no contact with them. We don't know where they are, and we don't know what's happened to them.
Well, the Israelis have had a naval blockade there for some time.
Yep.
I mean, the yacht itself was never going to be able to make land.
Yes.
What was the point of the exercise in that case?
Well, I mean, you know, there are 1 million children right now in Gaza that are starving to death. And those on the boat have not been trying since this particular conflict. They've been trying for the last 15 years to get into Gaza and to break the illegal siege. You know,
illegal siege starting from Hamas taking over Gaza. Yeah, of course. Let them get as many guns as they need.
But was it more than a stunt?
Somebody says very China-like, storming boats under foreign flags in international water. No, I don't think it's. I think it's very different, dude. I think it's very different. Gaza is an active war zone. Do you really think it would have been good for Greta to go to an active war zone? It's a very dangerous situation. I don't want people to get hurt.
Well, it's not a stunt when people have died doing this before. You know, it's not a stunt when they bombed the boats, the last Freedom Flotilla 3 weeks ago. So it's not a stunt. I was there, you know, on the boat with Greta and the team. And, you know, they were in tears before they departed because they were all scared. I saw their families hug them as they were getting onto the boat because they genuinely thought that they might die. And it's a possibility because people have died trying to do this before.
Did they genuinely think they'd get there?
You know, Tiago was calling me and he was speaking to me and he was telling me, when we get there, who should we give the aid to? Do you know where should we go? Which hospitals need the most aid? And he was coordinating with me where...
Guys, this is just bullshit because I read that the amount of aid that they were carrying was less than one aid truck, and more than 1,200 aid trucks have gone into Gaza in just the past 2 weeks. So it's really obviously a bit much, isn't it? 3 months, no humanitarian aid. Lol, still blaming Hamas. I'm out. I said I want the humanitarian aid to go in. I do want the humanitarian aid to go in. Of course, I want the humanitarian aid to go in. But Greta is not actually changing anything. There have been 1,200 trucks that have gone into Gaza in the past 2 weeks with humanitarian aid. And what Greta was carrying on her boat was not even the amount of one truck.
Which hospitals need the baby formula? So, listen, they wouldn't do this if they didn't believe that they could do it, and that's why they did. It's not just symbolic for them; it's real.
So, do you have any idea where they are now?
So, unfortunately, once you know those images that you saw of them being taken. Nobody knows. I mean, I'm in contact with the Freedom Flotilla team. They haven't received any word of where they are. Nobody knows where they've gone to, and nobody knows about their condition or their safety.
You mentioned that they were coordinating with you about which hospitals to send things to.
Yeah.
Many people would know, were in Gaza working as a doctor for a period of time.
Yeah.
You've seen firsthand what it's like there, what's been going on, and I understand you've come back with this aim and this quest really to build a new hospital in Gaza. I mean, it sounds like an extraordinary undertaking.
Yeah. I mean, look, when I was there in Gaza and we'd have these mass casualty events and you would have women bringing in carrier bags of their children, what remains of their children. We would have children lying on the floor bleeding to death. There wasn't even dignity in those people dying. And, you know, for me, I saw that these people have lost everything. And I said to myself, well, I need to come back here to Australia and we need to do something to make a change. And one of those changes is to get a hospital there. You know, I'm a doctor, I'm not a politician. And what I can do is I can do something with regards to healthcare, and that's to be able to save those children by providing a hospital. And, you know, I've been traveling around the world to get this done. I was in Jordan last week after I left Italy, and I spoke to Jordanian diplomats. I've spoken with the Australian ambassador. We're trying to establish diplomatic connections. I'm sure you can see the images in the background, but the hospital that we're going to be building is caravans that can be assembled in Jordan, brought into Gaza, assembled like a jigsaw puzzle. And it's self-sufficient. It has its ability to make oxygen as well, so it can make its own oxygen cylinders. In Gaza, they can produce the sewage system and the water works, so it will be self-sufficient from a water standpoint, electricity, oxygen-making capabilities. It'll have state-of-the-art theaters. It'll have inpatient units, intensive care units, and it'll be a secure, safe facility. And what I want is I want the Australian government to be involved to make sure it's safe because, you know, we've lost Australian aid workers out there.
Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning into the show.
In Gaza, including Zomi. And there hasn't been any justice for her for over a year. So, you know, I want to help those people in Gaza, but I want to make sure that the Australians that do go there and help are safe.
All right, well, Dr. Mohammed Mustafa, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Listen, humanitarian aid for the Palestinian civilians. I support that. I just don't think Greta Thunberg was very serious about it. 1,200 aid trucks have gone in over the past 2 weeks into Gaza. I'm glad that the blockade on humanitarian aid was lifted, and I'm glad that Israel was blockading humanitarian aid to Gaza. That was wrong. I said it was wrong. I said that they need to let humanitarian aid in because people should not starve, especially innocent civilians. Since then, they've lifted the blockade. 1,200 aid trucks have gone in. The amount that was being carried by Greta Thunberg on that boat was less than one truck. So really, it was not going to make a huge amount of difference. And I'm glad that she was stopped before getting to the war zone because I don't want her to get hurt. It's obviously a very dangerous situation. She was stopped in international waters. The last bit of aid that trickled in the last few went to one aid center in the south where people were shot by the IDF on the way there. I don't think you're actually familiar with the current situation, HK Alan Tong. There have been more than 1,200 aid trucks that have gone into Gaza in the past 2 weeks. Someone says, Drew, you're doing a Hassan React right now. No, I'm talking, you see. I'm not just literally putting stuff on the show. Drew, I swear you just believe both sides war propaganda in Palestine and Israel. It must be very stressful. Listen, look, the whole thing is horrible. The whole war is possible. Says the IDF. I mean, what are you basing the idea on that aid is still being blocked into Gaza? Because aid is going in. Aid Gaza.
Now, Israeli forces have taken control of a ship.
Fair. Sorry, Drew. Just came in when you were silently watching for a minute. My bad. Sorry, bro. Matt Curl. I do agree. War is bad. I do agree. Streamers get too much shit. It's very hard, dude. It's very hard to be talking every single second for 2 hours, you see. I sometimes have to let the news speak for itself.
Carrying Greta Thunberg and 11 other pro-Palestinian activists. The Madeleine, which was carrying a small but symbolic amount of aid for Gaza, was boarded as it tried to break a naval blockade. It's now being towed to an Israeli port. Videos and images were posted by the crew of the Madeleine as it tried to reach Gaza, including this image showing the crew seated on the vessel, all wearing life jackets with their hands in the air, after which the volunteers said a white irritant was being sprayed onto the decks.
See this light? There's a drone right above us lighting this light. We are getting into position right now. This is take cover. Don't stay inside.
Right now they're jamming our comms. They are saying random stuff just to jam our communication. They are doing this so that we cannot get help.
Okay, we are masking our face right now. We have copters right above our heads, the most dangerous one, and they are, I don't know what this is. I'm so sorry. We don't see anyone coming. We don't know what this is, if this is paint or some chemical.
Well, the Freedom Flotilla coalition also posted video messages from each of the activists on board the Madeleine, including this one from the Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg, who said the team had been intercepted and kidnapped.
I urge all my friends, family and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible.
We're just hearing on Reuters that the Turkish Foreign Ministry says that the intervention by Israeli forces on the ship, the Madeleine, is a clear violation of international law. That report coming in from the Reuters news agency. Well, Israel's foreign minister has called the voyage a public relations stunt. It says the crew were unharmed and that the ship was being redirected to Israeli shores and that those on board would be returned to their home countries. The Israeli Foreign Ministry circulated what appeared to be Israeli.
Guys, if you're watching, please leave a like on the stream. I appreciate it. Really glad I came across your channel. Plus one new sub. I got work. Thank you, Smith the Great. Thank you, bro, for watching. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, bro. Thanks for joining. I think it's hard. Obviously, it's very difficult to get cut through the competing claims in wartime. Have you watched the mess around the aid where the centers are used to ethnically cleanse the north while the IDF massacres the strong people that try to make it south? I think that is not an accurate characterization of what's happening. HK, you need to acknowledge the fact that Hamas has fired on independent trade. Like Hamas has tried to limit the independent aid distribution centers. Hamas has tried to profiteer off food, and they've tried to they've been shooting at Palestinian civilians as well. Drew, do you plan the show in segments? Have you seen Chud Logic? He's an excellent example how he structures the show. Okay, I'll watch that. Chud Logic. Okay, I'll watch that. To be honest, they're not that well planned. I kind of don't necessarily have segments. I'm really I kind of go play by play. Maybe I should have it more structured, but I respond to chat. We cover the news. It's so ridiculous to assume that blocking aid was due to malicious intent. It's clear that Israelis were protecting aid workers from getting themselves killed like they were done already. That's what someone said in the chat, Roman King. Yeah, I don't think it's accurate to say that Greta Thunberg was kidnapped. I think that's really ridiculous. The selfie. This is going to be a history lesson in 80 years. I read that Greta was selectively mute, nonverbal until she began participating in climate change protests. Organizing a hugely expensive flotilla helps her connect with other young people and foster socialization. It's important for neurodivergent people to find purpose and learn to integrate. Actually, good comment. A great comment by Surf Sherpa. Thank you. We should acknowledge that. Greta. It's good to help her with help meeting other people her age, etc. This is actually the start of Greta's Great War to stop Middle East oil production to save the climate. Yeah, that makes sense. That's true. Why is Drew so protective of the IDF? I've criticized the Israeli actions many times. I just don't like Hamas, okay? Chud Logic does a weekly show called Rape Review. I've never heard of Chud Logic. This is a horrible comment. Hey, Drew, has the IDF raped Greta? Dude, that's horrible. Don't say that. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. Come on, that's fucked up. That's not. I hope nobody's joking about that. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I hope that Greta Thunberg is safe. I don't want anybody to be harmed. I hope that she is swiftly deported to Sweden. I think she's from Sweden, right? I don't want anyone to get hurt, okay? Yeah, no, please no horrible guys, please don't say crazy shit in the chat. I don't want my stream to get taken down.
Handing out sandwiches and water to the activists, as well as a video, it says, shows the Navy giving the order on the ship to divert. The maritime.
Your streams are good. Keep it up. Thanks, man. It's really good. We've had 50 people watching the streams. It's really good. The streams are definitely building up, so I appreciate it. Thank you, man. UNRWA was there. Have you seen how many times the IDF has changed its stories? There's no proof at all about Hamas messing large scale with aid, and Israel doesn't allow press. Wonder why. Dude, I'm sorry. If you think that there's no proof that Hamas messes with aid, I'm sorry. You're just completely deluded. I'm sorry. You're really obviously, it's a shame that you're a Hong Kong protester. I love Hong Kong, but it's a shame that you're deluded on this issue. It's just very obvious, dude. Like, of course, we all know that Hamas has been messing with the aid. Come on. How do you think Hamas pays for its fighters? They pay for the fighters by stealing the aid and then selling it at a markup to the civilians. So if you plan to do more Destiny-style covering breaking news, you need to be streaming for longer. Segments show can be much smaller, can be shorter, but more well-planned. Either guess. Yeah, true. Okay, I'll try. Things are still not okay in LA. Did Trump decide to go full-blown Soviet mode on LA? That's a comment by.
Of the coast of Gaza is close to naval traffic as part of a legal naval blockade. If you wish to deliver humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip, you are able to do so through the port of Ashdod via the established channels and distribution centers.
Well, for the latest, let's speak to our Middle East correspondent Hugo Beshega in Jerusalem. So, Hugo, what's the latest on this then?
I don't believe racially Drew can do organized segments. Greeks are not Anglos. I'll prove you wrong and do organized segments. What are your thoughts on Billy Slater dropping DCE for Origin Game 2? Listen, Matt, unfortunately, I don't have much to add on the Origin and Rugby League. I'm sorry, man. Come on, Drew. You know the IDF bombed a humanitarian aid truck and said, oops, our mistake, 12 died. It's horrible. It was a horrible thing. I don't believe that they killed an Australian on purpose. I don't think that. Okay. I agree, it was a horrible act. Israel said it was a horrible act. It was a terrible thing that happened. Hamas has been systematically targeting aid workers. It's a very difficult situation.
Yeah, Regina, so there have been reports in Israeli media suggesting that the boat has now arrived at the port of Ashdod in southern Israel. This hasn't been officially confirmed, and the Israeli authorities say that all 12 passengers of the boat are going to be deported, sent back to their home country. So I think we're not going to be hearing from them before they arrive back in their countries. Now, this is a boat that was organized by the Freedom Flotilla coalition, and they said that the goal with this mission was to raise awareness of the humanitarian crisis in Gaza because of the restrictions that have been imposed by Israel on the distribution of aid. Nobody was expecting them to reach Gaza because Israel has intercepted all efforts by organizations, aid groups to breach this naval blockade of Gaza that has been in place since 2007 when Hamas took control of the territory. Now, the Israeli Foreign Ministry described this as a selfie yacht and that the show was over. So we're still waiting to hear what is going to happen to these 12 passengers.
Okay, Hugo Bishega with the very latest on that developing story. Thank you very much. That's Hugo Bishega in Jerusalem.
Got, by the way, 52 live stream viewers. Thank you guys. Please leave a like on the stream. YouTube will recommend us to more people. It's really important. Steve, do you really think that Israel was killing Australian by mistake? I don't think that's true. And this is true by Spectator. The difference is that Israel begrudgingly owns up and takes responsibility. Hamas flat out does not. Has Hamas ever acknowledged that it's committed a terrible attack on civilians? Never. Never. It feels like you aren't sure which direction you want to go. Like Destiny does long as shows covering and researching, debating online, while people with shorter streams decide on topic and end. Yeah, listen, I think maybe shorter streams in the end I might do, but I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this 100-day challenge, and I'm trying to do it every single day. And to plan out each single short segment would be prohibitive for me right now, especially when I've got 2 university essays due this week. Okay, so I will try and do more shorter segments. I agree that's a cool idea, but listen, this week I'm just gonna let things continue to flow a bit for the meantime because I don't have time right now to properly plan out segments and stuff. Selfie yacht really is an evil moniker. It is a selfie yacht, though. Listen, let's cover LA riots again. Let's see if there's more on this. Chat was very anti-Israel just then, and listen, I've said multiple times I've criticized the Israeli government's actions before. Okay, I'm not a fan of Netanyahu and Ben Gvir and Smotrich. I don't support those people. I just think that Israel should exist as a country as part of a 2-state solution. Don't be a bitch. ChatGPT your essay and stream instead. Give it the people what they want. Nah, dude, come on. I'm going to get my essays in properly. Are there any live? How about Hassan going to the LA riots? Okay, let's watch Hassan.
LA is about to start getting lit on fire soon. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people talking about this. LAPD is collaborating with ICE. This is outside of Ambience Factory. Another clear example, the LAPD in the city of Los Angeles.
Of course, he's got the fucking commie hat on. Of course, he's got a commie hat on.
Collaborating with ICE, proving that the sanctuary.
Dude, like, are you familiar with the fact that during the 1992 Gulf War, there were incidents of friendly fire where about 50 Allied soldiers were killed? Unfortunately, in war, there is sometimes friendly fire. Okay, some people get so obsessed about the U.S. liberty, and it's a really cringe thing. Obviously, it's sad what happened. It was an incident of friendly fire 60 years ago.
City was always bullshit. Mayor of LA Silence supports this. Apparently, Homeland Security and ICE is raiding a downtown Los Angeles warehouse right now. They've locked the doors and holding the employees inside. This is straight up Gestapo breaking. The president of California's largest union has been detained during an ICE raid. The SEIU California president David Huerta injured, detained at ICE raid in Los Angeles. What the Mayor Karen Bass says we will not stand for this. This morning, we received reports of federal immigration enforcement actions in multiple locations in Los Angeles. The mayor of a proud city of immigrants who always contributes to the city in so many ways. I am deeply angered by what has taken place. Okay, why the did the LAPD also do a perimeter outside of the ICE enforcement action? Like, you're the mayor. Mayor Karen Bass. You have control over your goons. LA emergency protests from the Community Self-Defense Coalition stop deportations now. ICE says hundreds of men directed that.
Where's the part where he went to the fucking where he actually went to the rallies? Because he actually went there today.
This is Rima Hassan's team that also sent me this message. Okay, I'm reading it to you. Urgent: arrest of the Freedom Flotilla crew by Israeli forces. Rima Hassan, Greta Thunberg.
Do short streams for now, but if things start to go haywire in the world or in America, do a long emergency stream. Yeah, listen, we're going day by day right now. Okay. I do believe American politicians were unsatisfied at the time about what punishment the Israeli soldiers received. So it was a scandal. It wasn't swept really. Yeah. Look, it happened in the fucking 60s, guys. Like in every single war that America has fought over the past 50 years has been friendly fire incidents. Friendly fire is a horrible thing, okay? Drew, you need more shorts clipped. Yeah, guys, listen, if anybody can help me clip up shorts from the live streams, I'd fucking appreciate it, okay? I need help from people. If people in the community can help me clip up shorts from the live streams, I'd be really appreciated. I'd like to see Hassan complete a first grade crossword puzzle, really flex his communist brain. Yo. Are you familiar? LBJ said, I don't care if the ship sinks and all the Americans are killed. I will not embrace. I do not believe that he said that. I do not believe that, okay? Mr. F, it sounds conspiracy theory shit. As if LBJ was critical of Israel. I do not fucking believe that. Someone said, Matt Cole says, the shorts you got up are kind of low resolution as well. Like, guys, if you, if you can help me with shorts, it would be great. I'm looking it up right now, and it's not true, apparently. Let me ask. I'll ask Grok. I'll ask ChatGPT. Let's see. Did LBJ say about the USS Liberty? No, there is no credible or verifiable evidence that President Lyndon B. Johnson ever said in reference to the USS Liberty. Yeah, dude, that's just. I'm literally asking, like, ChatGPT, and like they're saying no, that's just literally fucking invented. Mr. F, where's your source on that? Where did you come up with that one? No, sir, that's bullshit. The cables have been released through Freedom of Information Act. It was intentional, swept under the rug to avoid embarrassment. Why would it have been intentional? It doesn't even make sense to make it intentional, dude. How many IKEA cups for shorts, Drew? Yeah, we need more IKEA cups. Okay, ask Grok then. Ask Grok. Can you explain to me, Mr. F, how would a survivor of the USS Liberty be privy to what the President Lyndon B. Johnson was saying in internal White House communications? Okay, dude, it doesn't really make sense. It's so silly, dude. Like, the chat's acting like if you were on the USS Liberty, I don't know, like President LBJ radioed the ship and said, I don't care if you'll die because of Israel. Like, come on, dude. Like, your whole political ideology has been contrarianism and vibes. Based. We love our contrarianism, don't we, my friends? Why doesn't Trump ask Bibi about the USS Liberty? Because, dude, you guys have like an autistic obsession with it. It was 60 years ago. Come on, dude. Matt, I think you're actually wrong. LLMs can be good for fact checking sometimes. Holy shit, Hassan did a 10-hour stream. That's ridiculous. Okay, hang on. Let's watch some of it. But again, Mr. F, like, can you explain to me, if say you're a survivor of the USS Liberty, how would they know what President LBJ said behind the scenes at the White House? It just doesn't really make sense. Okay, guys, we're watching Hassan's stream of the LA riots. He went there today. So funny that we had like a little like. I love that the chat had like a little spurg out about USS Liberty. It's bad. I know that people can get like fucking captured by their chats. I will not let myself get captured by my chat. I don't care if I get a billion chads in my chat going, US is liberty, US is liberty. I'm not going to become fucking Jackson Hinkle overnight, okay, guys? Chat wants me to become fucking Jackson Hinkle or some shit.
What I mean. Now,
I love this guy who can't even spell. All wonderful Puritan protests are more morally consistent than you ever gonna be. So true, bro. Really makes sense. You're literally spelling really well. Drew, do your 10-hour stream. Stream while you write your essay. Ask for a shekel for each paragraph. Apparently you'll pay for this. Okay, dude, good idea. 1 shekel per paragraph for my essay. Live streaming my university assignments. Good idea.
contrary to popular sentiment coming from some of the grossest individuals on the internet, we do stay out here. We go out all the time. We go to protests all the time. We go to rallies all the time. I've spoken at numerous rallies at this point. Today, we are going to try and offer some real-time coverage of what the protests look like and what the resistance from the federal government is going to look like to the Los Angelinos, showcasing their discontent with the actions of the Trump
you need to beg
administration.
more. Okay, dude.
Things are boiling up. Tension.
I mean, I'm willing to change my opinion. You should try and debunk it for sure. I do think there's a bit of... Sure, dude. We'll have an upcoming stream where we do like a 10-hour analysis of the US's liberty. If that's what really people want, okay? We'll do that one day. Is it true Hassan wears a toupee? I don't know, man.
But the vibes.
Yeah, dude. Isn't it crazy? He's literally got a cameraman. I wish I had a fucking cameraman. I wish I had a cameraman who could just like film me. I'm just like fucking going around Brisbane, just like getting Guzmani Gomez meal, like, you know, just walking around. Interesting, Hassan going to a poor immigrant protest in a 100K car. Beautiful, beautiful.
I suspect will be immaculate.
I need a cameraman, guys. I need a cameraman. Guys, please donate to my donate to the live stream so I can get a cameraman. Very fucking important. We gotta like beat Hassan on his own fucking game.
Walking.
I do agree with you, Matt, that overall they're bad for quoting, but I think if you ask it a specific historical question, it can do a research report for you or a summary.
Yeah, this is fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Guys, wouldn't it be an honor to have Hassan in Yoruba? Imagine how much of an honor that would be. That would be such a superb honor.
I'm gonna come out that way.
So this is Hassan joining the revolution.
I got it. Okay.
Wait, which way is City Hall?
Drew, you have to charge 10 shekels for the 10-hour stream. Hassan wearing more than I make in a week on just his hands. Yeah, it fucking pisses me off, hey. I need to become a big streamer. I have to become a big streamer.
Wait, why are people going this way?
I agree that taking Uber does seem very anti-communist. I shared an Uber with Amy Shark once. Not Hassan Piker, my brother. Is this guy in the chat saying that Hassan's gay or I'm gay?
In there.
I think he's saying that Hassan's gay. Okay, dude. Good for you.
Protest picks out. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful day to protest.
Some horrible comments in the chat saying that Hassan's hot. This is horrible, guys. I disavow.
Some people are walking in the opposite direction.
Disavowing the chat big time right now.
I guess we'll just follow this crowd here.
Lameo, this guy was saying, you are so gay for Hassan, but he actually just ended up writing, you are so gay, Hassan. Yeah, I agreed, bro. I agree.
I don't know why people are walking away. Where are you guys going? All right, never mind.
Going to Wald?
Yeah.
So cool that he's got an intifada.
I don't know if there is
Drew, why are you so poor? I thought Mossad pays well. I think I saw you in the Centrelink line asking for a backspine being gay for Hassan. So true, bro. I wish Mossad really came through with us. It'd be great.
that are
Guys, try count how many American flags you can see.
trying to drive. I don't understand why anyone would drive up here anyway.
Drew, did you see the reporter that got shot by a rubber bullet? I did cover that today. I posted the video. It got 2 million views. It was a horrible thing. That was disgusting. I do feel see that.
Sure. You too. I'm like a really big fan.
Oh, wow. So cool, man. So cool.
Nervous. Ready, smile. Okay, you too.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Okay, thank you so much.
I asked ChatGPT for Drew quote about off-white sweaters, and I was shocked by the results. Thank you, Carl. Networking with women, good on him, Hassan. That's the most important thing.
Let's see. Hassan in March? What's going on, man? What's up, man? Thanks for being here, brother. I do? March are tall as fuck, dog. That's what's something. Wait, well, how come I sound different? What do you mean? I don't know. I think it's the mic. You sound like more manly, dog. Oh, okay. Real voice. I'll take it. It's good. Okay, man. Nice to meet you. Mauricio. Right here, baby. Here or there. Okay.
Not too bad.
But we did not receive the worst of it.
I'm sorry, can I get a picture with
I
you?
have to leave now. Hassan makes me too mad.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I'm a big fan. I love you. You're amazing.
Amazing stuff, isn't it?
But we did not receive the worst of it.
I'm sorry, can I get a picture with you?
Sure.
I'm sorry, I'm a big fan. I love you. You're amazing.
So
That's all I gotta say.
He's farming. He's fucking
There
farming.
you go. You got it.
Thank you, I appreciate you.
Holy fuck. Just farming with a swastika sign.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I'm a big fan. I love you. You're amazing. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You got it.
Thank you, I appreciate you. Was I not saying fuck this here? That's all I gotta say. Bye.
Bye, guys. Let's go see if we can get a better shot.
Yeah. Yo,
Farming with the swastika sign at the rally.
Pick me up. I need to order.
Dude. Farming with the fucking swastika sign at the rally is fucking crazy. That's fucking mental. That's just fucked. That's fucked, guys. That's fucked up. Imagine farming at the protest next to a swastika sign. That's fucked up.
Farm. Thank you, Goat. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, he's just like, guys, show off my arms. I'm really natural at the fucking rally with the swastika sign. Holy fuck, man.
I'm in good hands.
Oh yeah, they moved it up there. They cleared it up. They moved it all the way over there. You didn't get tear gas and shit? A little bit. Oh, it's all good. Yeah. It happens. It's fucking crazy shit. Yeah.
Yup.
I came to experience all the taxes I pay for. Where does it go? Fucking
dude,
chemical weapons.
As if Hassan really pays that much in tax. Come on, dude.
It's being deployed on my neighbors. It's great.
I do not believe that, Roman King. I agree. I do got to do the dumb.
Love living in America. Land of the free. Home of the brave. Hi.
I'm a UCLA student. I graduated last year. I was at the encampment.
Oh, hi. Nice to see you.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
Hi. She's also at the encampment. Big fan.
Nice to meet you.
Isn't it fucking crazy that he actually supported Trump? And this is what happens? He supported Trump so he could aura farm off the fucking chaos. Like literally the based aura farmer goes to a rally with all these like mentally ill communist girls and like aura farms with them while like people get fucking shot by the police. Good on you, fucking Hassan.
A professor at UCLA who was fired for being arrested at the encampment. I don't know if you guys can help us with that.
That's crazy. I mean, you want to give the details?
Yeah.
We're live.
Yeah. Okay.
We're live right now. Do you want to talk about it?
Okay, well, our professor of religion and liberation studies, he was like amazing. His name is Eric Martin. He was fired for protesting at the encampments. He was arrested there.
Which school?
Damn,
UCLA.
UCLA.
That's crazy.
He works at LMU right
Damn, that's crazy. That's so true. It's so crazy. Hey, Chris.
now. Yeah, we're trying to get him. I don't know, something. Yeah.
Chris is saying, holy fuck, maybe Hassan's based because he's just deliberately aura farming off girls at rallies.
Thank you guys.
It's actually crazy, dude. He goes to the fucking rallies about like mass deportation. It's just like he's just aura farming with girls. My God, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hassan. Oh, also, I'm Salvadoran. I know a thing or two about Bukele and stuff.
Hassan aura farming at the fucking rallies with girls is crazy, dude.
Thank you for Thank you.
I'm trying.
Yeah, thank you. You're doing the Lord's work.
Actually, based Hassan moment, just like literally, just so obviously does not give a fuck. He's just trying to get girls and money. Honestly, based like actually full fucking red pilled Nietzschean BAP. Good on him, man.
Have a good one.
Chris says Hassan has the art girl hoe acquisition down paid. Yeah, dude. Honestly, respect to him. I can't even fucking be mad. He's at the rallies. He's like farming the art girl hoe pussy. Good on him. Honestly, good on him. He's fine-tuned it to a perfect fucking art form. Can we even criticize the man? This is actually the most fascist, far right thing you could ever do, right? Is actually be a man and go to the rallies and pretend that you're progressive so that e-girls sleep with you. That's like the most far right thing you could ever do. That's the most bat-pilled thing. That's the most Bronze Age pervert thing. So honestly, actually Hassan right now has made himself a man of Hyperborea. He has proved himself as a true Aryan, Superman. I love how funny is it that he's just like standing around the rallies, just like, anyone see my traps? Anyone like they just hear flashbangs in the back, and he's just going, anyone seen my fucking traps? Girls, anyone see it? Like, and then just boom, you hear a fucking flashbang, and just, anyone want to suck my cock? Like, holy fuck.
I can't get. Get the fucking dumbass take that Asmongold had.
I was muted. I'm just saying, he's standing there. He's trying to pretend he's humble. Yeah, how about a mass deportation, guys? How about a mass deportations? How about it? Does any girls want to suck my cock? How about a mass deportations? I hate racism, guys. Look at my fucking arms. That's literally Hassan, dude. That's literally Hassan.
Out of my mind is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Being like, oh, if you ever see
It's just Hassan, just like, anyone want to see my fucking arms? You just hear a flashbang every fucking 5 seconds, and just female reporters from Australia getting fucking shot with rubber bullets. You know, they're fighting a revolution, and just Hassan, just like, anyone want to see my cock? Holy fuck, dude. Honestly, I can't even get mad at him. He's fucking farming it. He's He's actually got the most fucking, if you think about it, he's got the most Bronze Age pervert life imaginable, the most bat-pilled life imaginable. He's in a fucking mansion in Hollywood. He drives down to the protest in a fucking 200K Porsche, and he just walks around with his guns out and just like, anyone want to suck my cock? And then there's all these girls that are just like, oh, Hassan, we love you. Can we even get mad at him? I can't get mad at him, dude. He's literally living the fucking life. He's literally aura farming. He drives down to the protest in a fucking Porsche. He just gets his like fucking cock out. All these girls are just like, let us worship you, Hassan. Can we even get mad? It's the most bat-pilled thing ever. He makes like 5K off the stream. He makes like 10K off the stream, profiting massively. He's literally got a camera guy. He's walking around. He's got a fucking 20K Rolly watch. How can we even? I'm seething with envy, dude. His life's so much better than mine. Can I even get mad at him? I can't even get mad at him. Seriously, can I even get mad at him? Hassan's walking around, Hassan's walking down the freeway, 20 e-girls with 20 e-girls with art ho pussy with like BPD immediately stop him, and they're like, Hassan, please, can we get your number? Can anybody get fucking mad? I've been calling this guy cringe for so long. Dude, he's actually so far ahead of us. It's fucking crazy. Fucking hell, dude.
Protests where there's other countries' flags being waved. You know you're in America. It's like, yeah, dumbass, it's a diverse country. You know?
Just literally aura farming there, flexing constantly for the camera. There's 20 e-girls just lined up. There's a rotation. The 20 e-girls with BPD pussy walking through. And they're going one by one. And they're all just servicing him one by one. Dude, I can't even get mad. I can't even get mad. He's literally fine-tuned it to such an art form, the aura farming. You can't even get mad. I'm literally sitting here in my shitty studio in Australia. No ego pussy, no money, no Rolly, no Porsche. I don't have a fucking Hollywood mansion. And Hassan's walking around. He's jacked. He's fucking built. He's fucking built. He's walking through. He's Turkish as well, which just also mogs me massively, right? So literally in every single way, I've been mogged right now. I can't even complain. I can't even criticize him. He's actually fucking destroying me right now. He's walking out. He's literally walking everywhere like Johnny Bravo. Massive barrel chest. He's walking around Johnny Bravo. That's how he's fucking walking through the street. Johnny Bravo. Hello, ladies. Want to suck my cock? And then there's just like a full fucking line of 20 e-girls with kefirs on, and they're just like, please, Hassan. I can't even get mad. Do you want me to get mad? Does anybody want me to get mad? I actually think I should kill myself at this point. It's fucking over. This is generational. It's over. Hassan beat me massively before I even begun. My only hope is that I'm only 26, he's 35. So I've got 9 more years to get here. Oh my God, man. It's fucking over. It's so fucking over. Hassan walks through the fucking communist rally. There's communist girls with the kafirs on everywhere. He walks in, Johnny Bravo, massive barrel chest. Hello, ladies. Want to suck my cock? And then everyone just fucking worships him straight away. And then every single guy, even the guys there are just like, Hassan, please let us get a photo, while all the ego, like mentally ill, deranged pussy is walking past. Ah, dude, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's over. That was retarded. Okay. It's over. It's fucking over, guys. I'm a fucking retard. I'm fucking retarded. I admit it. That was pretty funny. It's fucking over, guys. It's fucking over. Hassan Piker walks through. He's got a fucking Porsche. He's got a fucking 20K Rollie. He's jacked. He's built. He looks good. The 20-year-olds are walking through. He's going to make 20K off the stream. It's fucking over for us. It's fucking over for us. It's fucking over. I should have just become a communist. I should have become a retarded, mentally ill communist. My life would be so much better right now. Fucking hell. It's over, guys. It's so fucking over. Look what I'm reduced to. Clean up on aisle 5. Fuck, there's glass everywhere. Fuck, I'm retarded. Why the fuck did I do that? Fuck. Why the fuck did I do that? That's so retarded. I literally was seething so much about Hassan Piker, I broke a glass. Fucking hell. It's fucked up. It's over. It's fucking over for us, guys. Oh my God. The glass is everywhere. Fuck. That was extremely retarded of me, I have to admit. Why did I do that? I've broken 2 glasses. The worst part is you laugh when snatching the glass, so it's not even clippable. I have fun. I have fun on my streams, dude. I have fun on my streams. We'll clip it up. Fuck, there's glass everywhere. Fuck me. Oh, shit. Fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do. There's glass everywhere. There's fucking glass everywhere. Fuck. Okay, I'm going to have to clean that. That was fucking retarded of me. I'll admit it. That was fucking retarded of me. I think that was a good segment. I worked myself up into like a frenzy at midnight, just like being peak retarded, just complaining about Hassan. Oh, fuck. Oh. Is it over for us, chat? Chat, is it over for me already? Is it over before we even begun? Honestly, maybe it is. Maybe it is, honestly. Maybe I should just give up. What do you guys think? Should I give up? Oh, guys, it's over for us. Fucked up. Has it ever been more over? Oh, dude. Better to do it drunk. Dude, that's the thing. I don't even drink and I act this retarded on stream. Imagine if I was drunk. Fuck me. I got a $10 super chat, so it's all worth it. I can buy back a glass for $10. Thank you, man. I'll go to IKEA, get some more glasses. Hassan should have gone with Greta. Well said, man. Well said. The part where it was muted for a good 60 seconds, you just kept on going was goated. Hey, Drew, you got money. See, breaking the glass was so worth it. Breaking the glass was so worth it. Oppa! Fuck me. That's not good. Okay, I'm going to keep the stream on while I clean it. Fucking hell. Glass everywhere. Fuck me. Hang on, guys. If you see this, guys, it's fucking important. You fucking clean up. Don't let the fucking glass... you can't leave the glass. When you fucking destroy the glass, you have to clean it up, okay? Hassan is picking up girls while genocide is going on. Yeah, dude. It's disturbing, isn't it? It's disturbing. Okay, guys. I'm going to clean the fucking glass.
Also, not much to feel proud about right here. Considering this endless police militarization as a reaction to people protesting. But yeah, what's good? What's good?
Let's go inside. Let's go inside.
Nice to meet you.
It is working. It is working.
As I was saying.
Thank you.
Cole just hit me up. Police militarization.
It's attractive, isn't it? Don't worry. You can get the Gretussi as a consolation prize. Imagine that's fucked up, Chris. That's fucked up. I disavow the chat, but thank you for the super chat. We've made $15 in super chats, guys. I can at least buy back the glass that I destroyed, okay? Fucked up. Fuck me. I'm still cleaning it, guys. There's fucking shards everywhere. I stepped on one that is fucked up. Fuck, it's everywhere. It's fucking ridiculous. Fuck. Dude, there's so much. Fuck me. Fuck. Fuck, I shouldn't have done this. All right, chat. This is I've cleaned up about this much. It is going. Yeah, I do agree. I got to stop smashing glass on the stream. It's kind of not worth it, honestly, because it's funny at the time, but then it takes like 20 minutes to fucking clean up. Yeah, 1 second for the clip, and you fucking have to spend 10 minutes cleaning up. It's not funny. Oh, fuck me. You've got to be so careful not to cut your feet. I am making progress. It's fucking slow progress. Oh, it's everywhere. Fuck. Fuck me. It's actually disaster. Drew, you should try and smash a glass once every couple of weeks and then end the podcast being like, there's glass everywhere. Fuck me. That is basically what happens every time. Fuck me. I appreciate everyone who stayed watching this whole time. Fuck. Just everywhere, man. There's fucking glass everywhere. Fuck. I have to say, guys, honestly, fuck. It's funny for a second, but it really isn't worth it because it takes fucking 10 minutes to clean up the glass. Fucking hell. Fuck me. Can you just understand my frustration? My frustration is simple. The frustration is simply that this man goes to the rallies and he's aura farming, he's chasing the cloud of the rallies, he's walking around like Johnny fucking Bravo, farming the ego pussy. It's fucked up. You shouldn't be doing that during a massive crisis for the nation. You shouldn't be doing that you shouldn't be doing that when there are all these terrible crimes against humanity and atrocities that are taking place, and you're going there to farm ego pussy. That's fucked up. That's wrong. Fact check true. That's fucking true. Fucking listen to me. It's fucking wrong. We all know it. Oh, fucking hell. I just thought of this. If you think it's funny, for him to go to these protests and aura farm and try and abuse his clout for ego pussy. You think that's funny during terrible crimes against humanity and atrocities? You're fucked up. You're complicit if you think that. That's very simple, guys. If you're part of it, you're part of the problem. If you're part of Hassan's fucking crew, you're complicit in this man abusing his fucking clout, online clout, for ego pussy during a fucking crisis of the nation. Fucking disgrace. Fuck! Stepped on one. Fuck! Mending the stream, I fucking stepped on one. Fuck me. Hang on.